Hey game fans, welcome to the newest episode of the Bearded Gamer Show. Now as always, I'm your host, the Bearded Gamer, obviously Chris Arnone. So since we're heading back into this new format, let's just kick it off with Nerd TV. So you know next week, Diablo 3 isn't the only game coming out, right? There's actually another big game coming out from Rockstar, and they just pushed out a big launch trailer this week. Check it out.
The way I see it, there's two types of people. Those who spend their lives trying to build a future. And those who spend their lives trying to rebuild the past. For too long, I've been stuck in between. Hidden in the dark. Locked on a course of destruction. Time moves forward, and nothing changes.
Pretty sweet, huh? I gotta say, I am looking forward to this game. Of course, Diablo 3 is coming. Very excited about that one too. But I think this looks really cool, and I'm very curious to see what Rockstar is going to do with it. And of course, we haven't seen a Max Payne game on the current HD console, so it's a big thing that Max Payne 3 is finally coming out. And I think it's pretty ballsy. Then they're sticking with their May 15th release date, even with the Titanic game of Diablo 3 coming on that exact same day. So, watch for that one next week, and of course I will be reviewing that game for GamerReview.com. How about let's get into a controller confessional. So there's a little rumor going around right now, just, a little one, that GameStop is going to start selling Steam gift cards. Now that seems just so weird and like such a conundrum, right? And a lot of people have been commenting about this on various game sites, M4G and Joystick and whatnot, that they think, this is just, it's back-asswards. It doesn't make any sense that they would do this. Well, personally, I think it makes perfect sense, really. GameStop has done really well strategically. People may have problems with them and get really mad at them, but the fact is they have been making bank. They've been doing fairly well. They're still in business. You got Game over in the UK is pretty much falling apart, but GameStop is still doing fairly strong. And to me, it just seems like they're going down the sort of, some people said frenemies. I say it's if you can't beat them, join them kind of attitude. It's you can't fight Steam, you can't battle Steam, but there's got to be a small number of people that are a little cautious when it comes to using their credit cards online and buying games online. So giving them another option, plus giving their non-gamer people the chance to buy them games for Steam, because GameStop's going to be making a little bit of money off these gift cards. They're not just doing it out of the, favors of their own heart kind of thing. So I think it works really well, and it gives Steam even more people who can go and spend money at their stores. But yet people are just kind of getting up in arms about this, saying it doesn't make sense. But, I think that some other companies could learn for this. Let's take Target, for instance. Now, recently they announced they're going to stop selling Amazon's Kindle products in their stores. Now, they're blaming this on what they call showrooming, which is people go into their stores and use their smartphones to scan items and figure out how much that same item is online, particularly on Amazon. So Target has said, we're not going to support Amazon anymore. No, we're going to get rid of Kindles, stop selling them because we don't want to support this. And it's going to have no impact whatsoever on Amazon. But it's to me, maybe what they should try to do instead of just getting rid of them is negotiate a better deal with Amazon. If you can't beat them, join them. Still give people that physical opportunity to go get them in hand and buy them in a physical location rather than only online. There are still some people who are just very uncomfortable with that. And you're just giving money to your competition target. I mean, really, they can go to Walmart, they can go to Best Buy. There's still several locations they can go and buy these. To me, it's along the same lines of Best Buy and a lot of other places sell iTunes gift cards. It's like, well, maybe it's cannibalizing their CD business a little bit, but they're just embracing the future. They're embracing moving forward. Another one I look at this with is Barnes & Noble, how they created the Nook. They just went a different route after it. Instead of saying, well, maybe we could sell Kindles or blah, blah, blah. No, let's just create a competitor. Let's create a really viable competitor. And so, coming full circle around, I think GameStop's doing the smart thing. They're not ignoring the changing landscape that, especially on PC, digital distribution is the way to go. If you go into any GameStop, their PC section is tiny because there's just not a lot there in it. And I've said when it comes to like the Elder Scrolls Skyrim, when I bought that, I bought a physical copy because I had a GameStop gift card, and lo and behold, I brought it home, put the disc in, and it had to download like 5 gigs worth of data. Like, why give me a disc? Why even try the physical product? Whereas if they had Steam gift cards, I could have gone to Best Buy, used my Best Buy gift card to get a Steam gift card, and gone through the exact same download process without having to have the disc in hand, which just doesn't make sense. So, I think it's a good idea on GameStop's part, and I think that Valve just has nothing to do but gain from this partnership, and maybe it'll expand beyond just GameStop to other retailers as well. So don't dig on GameStop for this one. I think they're making a smart move there. So I'm going to finish this off, bringing back a segment I haven't done in quite a while. Now, some of you may not have seen, what was formerly gamerreview.vgcharts.com has now broken away completely from the VG Charts part of it. It is a standalone site, gamerreview.com. It's a great bunch of folks running it. It's actually the same group that's pretty much always been running it. They were under me when I was editor-in-chief of the whole network, and they're still running it, still doing really strong. That was always the strongest part of the site, and it's still just great bunch of guys, great editorial staff, cranking out just great reviews. Great. I keep saying that word. And of course, I'm still writing reviews there. Like I said, I'll have Max Payne 3 up next week. But right now, let's get into, of course, a reviews roundup. Welcome to a new reviews roundup powered by Gamer Review. First up this week is Bloodforge for Xbox 360. Gordon Bryant did his Wetworks thing and said, Bloodforge is built on a solid foundation, but still manages to fumble. If it weren't for the atrociously schizophrenic camera and the depressingly muddled darkness that plagues the game's entirety, making it borderline painful to play, Bloodforge could have been a reasonably fun game that was worth the $1,200 Microsoft point asking price. As it is, it's just a mess. Gordon gave Bloodforge a 3.9 out of 10. And Pandora's Tower finally made its way west, and Karl Kebke couldn't wait to get his hands on it, saying, in some ways, Pandora's Tower is actually the best of the 3 Wii JRPGs making their way to the west. Narrowing the focus down to just a handful of characters makes for properly fleshed out, developed relationships, and the battle system has a uniquely Zelda-inspired flavor that makes for fun puzzles and boss fights. JRPG fans should definitely give Pandora's Tower a look. Maybe you can even treat Elena well enough to get the perfect ending that I was never able to achieve. Karl gave Pandora's Tower a 7.8 out of 10. Next up is a game that all fighting genre fans have been anticipating since last year's E3, Skullgirls, for PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. Xavier Griffiths brought his best chibi fighting face to the game and said, I enjoyed my time with Skullgirls, but it didn't captivate me like I thought it would when I first encountered the game. It was everything I thought I wanted, until I decided I wanted more. Much more. Skullgirls offers a strange paradox wherein those that commit the most time will be rewarded in terms of skill and accomplishment. But there's only enough content to keep the most dedicated fighting fans interested for all that long. It's strange how a game and gamer can grow apart like that. At least we'll always have LA. Xavier gave Skullgirls a 7.6 out of 10. Finally, a game based on the most unlikely of premises,
Sour Patch Kids in World Gone Sour for Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3. Brent Gallietti puckered up and said, World Gone Sour is an advertising vehicle for Sour Patch Kids. That much is true. If you're turned off by purchasing something that advertises, then you probably won't want to give this game a chance. But that would be a shame. Games do not have to be bad, unenjoyable experiences just because they're connected to a real-world product. And in the case of World Gone Sour, they can even be quality experiences. At the low entry point of $5, World Gone Sour provides you with a fun romp through a dark and dangerous world. And if you don't just want to eat the candy it's associated with, that's fine. You don't have to. Just enjoy the game. Brent gave World Gone Sour a 7.4 out of 10. Now be sure to read the full reviews for these and many other games on the new GamerReview.com.